Well, here we are, making a video for good old YouTube that I don't seem to do ever, if not enough. Excuse me. Here we're looking at the 99, well, according to the car, Eclipse, my GST. Fail wheel drive and all its unfound glory and whatever else. And besides some expired tabs, the hood's popped. Now, I don't exactly love what's going on here, but I exactly don't hate it. Please excuse my terrible grammar because it's pretty late. I've been working all day, whether it was between digging trenches to install some heater pipe in someone's house, a buddy of mine, or moving this thing up here. Well, actually, it's on my dad's shop, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I figured we could move on. Get out of my chair, I'm being a lazy man. And figured I'll show you guys what's going on with this. Yeah, the shifter seems to be acting up a little bit. Kind of having sloppy shifting. $173,664. And what the hell? 869 miles on that trip, so yeah. Well, I started up for you guys, but it's part of where the problem lies. Let's get into it. I want to stay zoomed in just so you guys can get the full effect. Now, some of you may know, I'm going to school to be an engine machinist. Quote unquote, high performance engine machinist. Not that that's directly related, but this car needs some work. One of which was the engine. But not only was it the engine, the transmission. For quite a while, the transmission's been giving me an issue. So I decided to just fix it all at one shot. And here we are. Another problem not a lot of people know about in this car, for how clean it appears, is some terrible, terrible rust. Now, the issue I was having with the transmission, believe it or not, was I can't prove it quite yet because I haven't taken the transmission apart. Don't know if I want to. But I believe I bent a shift fork because I've been having for the longest time, last year or so, without me driving the car as much as I used to. I mean, I'm talking 2-3 years ago. I was having problems with shifting into, say, first to take off from a stop sign maybe. It would grind every so often. It wasn't something that happened all the time. But the most of the problem was downshifting into second, fourth, and then a lot of times going into reverse. Well, excuse me guys if I'm sniffling a lot or whatever. It's allergies are kicking me. But anyway, I was having a problem recently within the last year of downshifting after getting into fifth gear, going into fourth, and then to third, second, like that. But the main problem was leaving fourth to go into any of the second, fourth, or reverse. I could go all the way to a stop, and if I put it in a second or first and slammed it into second as hard as I could, it's almost like it would reset the transmission. Obviously it couldn't, it wouldn't, it's manual, it doesn't work that way. So I just ignored it. I had a lot of other things going on in the past year, since last summer. Other complete different subject. Probably won't even get into it because it's not even my YouTube channel car related. But anyway, I got to the point where probably it had been 3 months ago approximately. I think it might have been around July sometime. Maybe it was June, I'm not sure. I drove this out to Perham, Minnesota, where I actually had planned on making a video. I might even still have it. But please ignore the train too, guys. Right by the railroad tracks. Anyway, I was coming into town, the town that my parents are from, and I went to downshift into fourth. Said, okay, so we're having the same problem. I have to pull over and stop. Whatever. I could coast up to the stoplights that are probably like four miles down. So I'm already going 70. I'll probably make it. Well, nah, I'll just pull over here to our local scrapyard, metal scrapyard. I pulled in there, tried to do the usual, put the car in first and slam it second. Wouldn't work. Tried to put it in fourth. Wouldn't work. I tried just taking it out of neutral, running through all the gears. Couldn't get to second, fourth, reverse. I said, okay, odd. I'll just try reverse. Reverse wouldn't work. No way, no how. I had to drive to my parents' house with first, third, and fifth. It was interesting, but I made it nonetheless, and here it is. What I actually found, I might throw a picture in, see if I can do any editing whatsoever. I actually found when I took the transmission off of the engine that the somehow along the way the wrong pressure plate got put in or something, and there was like 2 to maybe, I don't know, 500 thousandths would be, so 3 to 500 thou worth of just all the way around the case, just a gouge, like the plate had been running there, and there's a hole. It'd be kind of by the starter, and then down at the bottom of the transmission, kind of towards where the oil pan would be on the engine. Just hole, straight up hole. I said, okay, that might be an issue as well, as long with the not shifting well. This here, I think, is another issue. A lot of people said it was my shifter cables to begin with, but I definitely found another issue regardless. And no, these weren't in when the issue occurred. These I actually put in to try and solve the issue. And just to be honest, this cable was up like that, so yeah, I know it's still my fault for not seeing it, but whatever. This is, if you guys can't tell, the main cause of why all this is going down the way it is. Yeah, that side is starting to get pretty nasty. But this side, I mean, as you can see, it's been previously repaired. And yeah, we're done on this side, guys. If you look, this bad boy is nowhere in the right proximity to this bad boy. It's not even comparable. This is one of the reasons I stopped driving the car as frequently as I used to, because there was a shake in the steering wheel up into 70, 75, then it wasn't noticeable. But I mean, going over bumps and shit, excuse my language, you felt it. There was a knock up against the strut, or on the inside of this bad boy. And I'll show you exactly why. There's the start of new stuff up in there. And that's my issue. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen something this bad, but damn. I mean, that's one hell of an issue. I mean, one almost has to think, is this really worth saving? Of course, we're DSMers, we're cheap. Some of us are anyway. And when we have more parts cars than we do running cars, sometimes you run across these kind of parts. And I just so happen to have 2 perfect rust-free strut tower donor cars. So my dad, my uncle, and I are going to try and tackle this. I think it's going to be more of my dad and I rather than my uncle, but sorry guys on my terrible camera skills. It's been so long since I've tried to make a video. But yeah, that's what we'll call the Eclipse's dirty little secret. I mean, you guys can look at pictures or videos from all my past uploads and everything else. This car, I think you could safely assume, was damn near rust-free, isn't it? Other than the obvious, well, now obvious, rust down in the old strut towers, up in strut towers and such. The car's pretty clean. I mean, underneath, surface rust. Behind the good old, as if you guys can see, behind the good old, or in front of the rear wheel, in that little pocket. That and the old, see if the old camera can zoom in. Excuse me, focus. The spidering cracks in the paint. Maybe not. But yeah. Either way, the Eclipse has some dirty secrets, and I plan on removing them, exposing them. I guess it would be exposing, removing, and then solving them. Of course, with the help of my dad. The Eclipse did burn a little bit of oil. Probably my own fault for running Royal Purple Synthetic through it when it shouldn't have, when it did need it. And then switching to conventional 1540 Shell Rotella, which is actually an amazing oil in itself, but when you combine, you know, non-past owner or knowledge, so you don't know if it was conventional or synthetic to begin with when you get it, you go straight to synthetic. I mean, the best synthetic you can probably get, arguably. Terrible grammar, I'm sorry guys, I can't even talk. But you go from whatever was in there to full synthetic Royal Purple and use that for the longest time, then go to conventional 1540 Shell Rotella T, I believe it's T6. It just, I don't know, I don't think the car liked it. That and the turbo was damn near blown. I mean, that compressor wheel moved, I don't know, a few thousandths. I'd say at least 10, maybe 10, maybe 20 back and forth. So she's done, and she had in and out. So here's the Eclipse. I need to make a lot more updates for you guys and learn how to hold a camera, even though I'm actually holding my phone right now. But yeah, just figured I'd give you guys an update and let you know the Eclipse is getting fixed, whether she likes it or not. I guess I'll make you guys another update as things progress and decisions are made on what's going to happen. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and like, comment, rate, subscribe, share it with your friends, your buddies, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.